Now, today is not going to be one of my normal videos. Today, I want to talk about the balancing issues and the cheaters in UFC 6. Unless you've been living under a damn rock, you can tell that there's cheaters in there. They're manipulating some type of mechanism in the game where they can just spam punch and they don't lose stamina. But look, while I go through some of this stuff that I got jotted down, I got some notes. While I go through some of this stuff, I'm going to play some screenshots that I got from Reddit about people talking about using devices. Here's my thing. They claiming those devices now aren't effective as they were previously. But I don't care if they're effective or not. You're not even supposed to be using it. Okay, this little segment I'm finna read off to you guys is from Reddit about balancing issues in UFC 6. Counter and balance striking players say hooks and uppercuts can feel too rewarding, while jabs and straight don't always interrupt pressure the way they expect. Some players argue that the jab should push off the hook and uppercut users more often, and it doesn't. If you watched any of my gameplay, I'm really arguing against myself, but if you watch any of my gameplay, I'm mostly throwing jabs and hooks. So this gonna mess me up, but I ain't really tripping. I can learn something else. But that's totally right. Jabs do not fight off that shit good enough. It's too many people doing that shit, man, and getting rewarded for sloppy play. And I seen one dude just throw 10, 15 uppercuts, and his fucking uppercut was landing before my jab was. He had that, like, whatever that reach uppercut where it kind of lunges, and his fucking uppercut is landing before my jab, dude. That's not supposed to happen, especially if I'm throwing a straight. There are competing complaints that wrestling spam isn't punished enough with stamina loss, making repeated takedown attempts too effective. And I agree with that also. Look, this is the point, man. It seems like some of this stuff, they don't really have to have any stamina management. All they have to do is cheese the game, find something very cheesy, and just do that all the time. To tell you the truth, that's why I use the hooks. It's effective. I see a lot of people in my comment section saying all I do is spam hooks, but I'm setting it up with the jab to spam the hook. But I know one thing about that hook is going to get you out of there quick. I'm not fighting to have pretty fights. I'm fighting to win, bro. I'm trying to knock you out. And I say that all the time. I'm trying to, like, damn near like Tyson. I'm trying to look. I'm pressuring you. I'm cutting that ring off, and I'm trying to knock you out. Players continue to complain about back take spam and some grappling interactions, saying they're too strong or too inconsistent. And that's according to Reddit. I really don't wrestle much, so I really can't have an opinion about that one. But if somebody agrees or disagree with that, I'm going to need you to drop that in the comment section. Also, according to Reddit, with movement and tracking, saying some player movements feel floaty and others that certain spinning attacks or strike attacks, they are tracking too well, making space feel inconsistent. And I have to agree with that. It does feel very inconsistent on the spacing. Also, the counterpunch windows is seeming to differ from day to day or match to match. It's very weird. Look, I play the game a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I can notice this stuff. Now, the average person probably wouldn't notice this stuff like that. But me, I do. You know what I'm saying? I use a lot of different postures. I use a lot of different heights. I use a lot of different body types. And I notice in the influx of players doing certain things. Now, when you play the game enough, you can notice this shit. I'm not the only one that see this shit. Look, in my opinion about the cheating devices is they seem to like been having this conversation about that shit like before the game started, before UFC started, whatever they had going on in UFC 5, they tried to bring that over to UFC 6. Because in the screenshots I got, they saying, well, it ain't that effective anymore. It ain't this. But look, this the fact that it's a group of motherfuckers out here, niggas just trying to cheat the game. And them niggas that's in there in the game that I'm talking about and that Reddit users are talking about, complaining about, the balance issues is helping them. That stamina shit. That's why they can throw that 10, 15 hit combo. The game helps that cheating mechanism. That's what I'm trying to bring awareness to. But anyway, if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying, drop your thoughts in the comment section. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys back here again in another video.